All right, Patrick Royce at a random shady truck stop here on his phone. Look at the technological advancements of
Unbelievable.
Royce on the radio here. It's amazing.
StreamYard. Hello, StreamYard. After all the things that have been attempted, this thing's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
Great.
It's great. I couldn't believe that this actually works. So, you know what I'm having trouble with though? They send me like now they send you tickets to park and stuff when you're going to media events. But they say transfer it to Apple, whatever the hell. I don't have
the Apple Wallet. No, you definitely do. You definitely do.
I don't have the. Do I have the Apple Wallet?
Yeah, it's a built-in little icon on your. I don't know, unless you deleted it. Maybe you deleted it.
I probably deleted the damn thing. Then how do I get it back? Apple what? Apple Wallet. Huh? Yeah.
Apple Wallet. You can put tickets, flight. You can put boarding passes in there. It's very convenient.
They want to run the world, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right. So you need to give. This is certainly, I think, before my time. But I'll set it up this way. So the Vikings have been linked to 4 defensive coordinator candidates. They've either interviewed or they've had conversations with Mike Pettin, Don Wink Martindale. Those are the 2 sort of grizzled guys. And then Anthony Weaver, who's the Ravens defensive line coach. He was the Texans defensive coordinator for 5 minutes in 2020. And Aubrey Pleasant. And what do they all have in common? They all have 3-4 base defense backgrounds.
Wow.
When was the last time in my lifetime watching the Vikings since the late 80s, I don't remember them ever running a 3-4 base defense.
Did Bud? We did, but when the heck was it? Bud never did that, though, did he? I thought there was a little period when it became trendy when they tried it. Boy, and I think you might be right. Maybe they never have. I thought there was a period when they tried it for a year or 2. I'd have to call Bud and ask him.
Someone, I will say, a random Twitter follower said the early 80s he remembers some sort of 3-4.
Yeah, after the Purple People Eaters were finished, they might have tried it. Let's think of nose tackles. They brought in that Charlie Johnson from Philadelphia. He was supposed to be a nose tackle type. I think they did a year or 2. I'll call Bud and we'll have an answer tomorrow.
Maybe the next time you have Anthony Barr in his prime for like 7 years, you might want to mix in a 3-4 concept just to see.
This is where the Google.
They move the defensive fronts around so much, and they do such different things with linebackers. Is there a lot of 3-4 right now? I mean,
Judd's got the research. About half the league runs a 3-4. Judd, what have the Vikings ever run it?
1985. So would that have been Bud's first year back after 84, the debacle with Steckel, Patrick?
Yeah. Bud
85.
Okay, 85. He tried it then. That was it, they're saying?
It says that's when they tried it. Yeah, I don't have more. I just
when did okay, so Les was our guy. Les was didn't do that. That'll be interesting. I want to call and ask him about that. But I don't think it's as cut and dried now. Do you guys?
No,
it's like, we played the 3-4. We're going to play it. The Miami defense, the 53 defense that they played, and they just played it, and you saw the same alignment every time. You don't see that anymore.
And teams are, the base defense is one thing, but I mean, teams are only spending like 30 or 40% of the snaps in base defense. I found this nugget. So Mike Pettin was Rex Ryan's defensive coordinator with the Jets for like 4 or 5 years. So he comes from the Rex Ryan defensive school where, yes, it's a 3-4, but they do just a lot of smoke and mirrors. And this nugget is amazing. In 2012, the Jets used a 1-3-7 defense on nearly 1/5 of the defensive snaps. So that means 1 down lineman and then 3 linebackers and 7 either defensive backs, or maybe there's a hybrid linebacker safety in there somewhere. But
So what are the Rams playing then now? Are they? I mean, this
3-4.
guy's coming in from the Rams. They are playing the 3-4. Well,
Aubrey. Are you talking about Aubrey Pleasant? He was with the Rams for a few years. That's how he knows Kevin O'Connell.
Okay.
And they run a 3-4.
They're going to get somebody like that. I would not go with the old timers on this staff. I gotta make an admission here. It's really hard to make, but I looked at the list of coaches that have been hired this offseason. Not an impressive list in the NFL, and I gotta say this. It's we don't know, but I'll take our guy, I think, over the rest of them. Who's there to like? I'm not a big Nathan Hackett guy. He didn't, he probably did less with the offense than O'Connell did. I, I, I hate this collection of hires that have been made. I like our guy over the rest of them, I think, because he's at least been prepared to do something and help the offense a little. What is Houston doing?
Lovie Smith is back, Pat. I'm excited.
I think this is the most racist thing that's ever been done. Hiring Lovie Smith so you can hire a black guy who you can get rid of after 1 year. That's basically what they're doing here. They didn't want to hire a young up-and-coming black guy who they would have to keep for 3 or 4 years. So they're hiring a 63-year-old guy who wasn't a good coach when his team was winning. And then he went to Illinois and he was a disaster. And it's awful. It is incredible. What are they doing down there? This is tanking without paying somebody $100,000 a game, right? Is that what this is basically?
They're just bumbling. They're bumbling. They're doing nothing. I have no idea.
Well,
There's
then
no plan.
They tried to bring, I think initially before Brian Flores sued the NFL, they had some conversations with Brian Flores. And Brian Flores was the one in Miami driving the Deshaun Watson trade bus. So they're probably thinking, if we can get Brian Flores in, maybe Deshaun Watson will get past his legal stuff, and we can just keep Deshaun Watson. And then, wait, Brian Flores is suing the league. Okay. Maybe we should expand our candidate pool.
Yes. And, I went on a rant on this with Judd yesterday, but this guy that Miami has hired, I don't care what he turns out to be. I want a coach in the end. You can give me Adolfo Mensa having never played the game, but I don't want a coach who has never played the game walking in the locker room looking like Rick Moranis and trying to tell these guys, come on, let's go get them, fellas. Go out there and fight for me because I saw a football game a couple of times when I was a kid,
Rick Moranis.
When I wasn't on my computer, those 8 minutes I wasn't on my computer, I actually went to a game once. This guy.
So it's Mike McDaniel, and so some of his press conference clips started going viral like 3 weeks ago. And he's hilarious at the podium. He's like one-liner jokester guy. He's like football nerd guy from Yale, right? I'm thinking,
yes,
it'd be kind of fun to have a guy like that as an offensive coordinator. But as soon as his name started surfacing as a head coach candidate,
yes,
I'm with you. Like, how is he walking into a room, double finger guns, one-liner joke guy who's never played before? I don't know, man.
No, it's Judd and I were saying yesterday, Has baseball ever, as analytical crazy as they've gone, have they ever hired a manager who didn't play?
At least at the minor league or college level.
Legion, didn't play. This guy didn't play him. This guy didn't play junior football when he was 8.
Well, it says his Wikipedia says that he was a member of the Yale football team. Let's look this up.
Oh, BS.
Student manager extraordinaire.
Let's find this.
Who needs a water bottle?
Ivy League football might stink, but it doesn't stink bad enough to have a 125-pound weenie.
Look at this. Okay, I found his bio on Yale, so he doesn't have any. I don't think he played. I think he was like a practice guy. But he definitely has a bio from the 2004 Yale football team, 5'9", senior wide receiver, 175 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no information on him. It's just a blank page.
He's not 170 either. He's 135.
He's my weight.
Lucky. Huh? Yeah, he is.
He's as much as me, Pat. Yeah.
Declan, you would walk into that locker room and look like a man compared to this. You'd say, look at this stud compared to this wimp.
I need to know if he played in a game. I want to see him in a Yale uniform. I'm on Google Images right now.
I'm damn certain he didn't, and I bet he didn't even play high school ball. I bet if he played high school ball, he never played. He never played.
Chuck Noll does not approve, Pat.
No. How about Don Shula, the square-jawed egomaniac coach of all time? And here's your replay. Here's your replacement a couple of generations later, Don. This guy. Holy cow.
Okay, it says he played high school at Smoky Hill High School in Colorado, but when you Google it, you don't get any. I don't know. There's no evidence of him in an actual uniform. So
yes.
I don't know.
Yes. I mean, this guy, with the guy they got, he's 6'4", and he could play basketball or football. So I'll take him. Compared to
played QB
some
too.
Of these other guys. Huh?
He played QB in college. There's actual stats.
Yeah. This guy
O'Connell.
played football.
Oh, I thought you meant McDaniel. Okay,
no,
gotcha.
O'Connell.
No, O'Connell played in the NFL. O'Connell played in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
he played. Yeah.
He was a good hooper. He's an athlete.
So he can command it. Yeah.
So how would you rank the 32 coaches on Jawline, Pat? Who are your top 5? I'm with you. I want a defined football jawline.
Yes, I do. Well, it's hard to see Lovey's. It's hard.
Lovey's got a good one.
It's hard to see Lovey's jawline when he's got a 12-inch, 14-inch beard.
That's a great beard.
It is a great beard. I'll say that. But
ZZ Top like.
Yes.
It's a ZZ Top beard. He's got the guitar. He can shuffle it around.
That's the worst hire I've ever heard of. I can't believe it. I thought he was a horse. He had as much interest in coaching Illinois football as I did. He had no interest. He was just taking the money. He went down there. He didn't do a damn thing. And now he's an NFL coach again. Why? It's Tim Brewster. I'd take Tim Brewster as a tie with Lovey Smith for an NFL.
Are you okay?
No, I'm just kidding.
But Lovey Smith coached in the Super Bowl. Lovey Smith, I think he had like 4 11-win seasons or better in Chicago.
He had a good defense. I'll admit that.
It's just been a while.
I don't think there's as a franchise. Didn't Houston 3 years ago win a playoff game, and didn't they win a playoff game?
Yeah, and then had like a 24-point lead on the Chiefs, I think.
Yeah. They were on the cusp, and now look they're trying to. That's McNair's daughter's running it, right? Isn't it McNair's daughter that's running it down there?
I think that's
right. They're trying to go 2-15. I wonder what the old Houston Chronicle media is doing. I don't know if they got a good rabble-rousing.
John McClain still there, Pat.
John's still there. Okay,
John's still there, and John likes to rabble rouse.
Yes, he is. John's one of those retired guys who kept working. I know a few of those. So.
Never met one.
Never met one.
I'm going through pictures of all the NFL coaches. I think John Harbaugh is definitely in the top 5 for jawlines. Mm-hmm. He's got a really good jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy Reid. There's probably a jawline in there somewhere, just kind of.
It's long gone, man.
Underneath the jowls.
I don't know. I love Andy as an offensive guy. He comes up with some great plays, but he's got his flaws. And boy, did we see them again. We saw them again last week, and against Cincinnati. And he's not a finisher when it comes to seasons, is he?
No, not generally. Not generally.
Not. He outsmarted. I got to think he and Mahomes both are walking around like the rest of the summer, right? I mean, the rest of the spring and summer and fall saying, how the hell did we make that play at the end of the half? I mean, it's like that. Usually in football, you can shake off one play unless it's late in the game. I don't think those guys ever were able to shake that off. Do you?
No, that's also just like I'm all for being aggressive on 4th down and being aggressive in the red zone and stuff, but there's sometimes you gotta look across the field and say, if we get 3 points here,
Yes.
and then we get the ball in the second half, is this team pretty much dead, right?
You also have to remember where that drive started and how much time you had. And you would have said, boy, wouldn't this be great if we could kick a field goal, right?
Mhm.
But, you're down at the other end and you got 50 seconds. And you get in a position to kick a field goal, kick the field goal, run off the field, be happy. I would be interesting to see how depressed the Kansas City. I got to think the Kansas City fans are still walking around like the Viking fans did after January 14th. Wasn't it the 14th, January 14th, 1999? I think they're walking around the same way we did.
At least they got one though. At least they got one.
Anyway, after looking at the list of coaches, because Nathan Hackett doesn't do that much for me. After looking at the list of coaches, I guess I will take our guy O'Connell with his background compared to the rest of these clowns.
Okay. Well, Doug Peterson has a jawline too. I'm just looking at.
Yeah, that's true. He does, and he's probably turned out to be among the hires, pretty good. But it's still amazing to me that he came in 1 year after Zim. 1 year after Zim, I believe he came in and got fired 2 years before Zim, right? And he won a Super Bowl. How did he get fired in Philadelphia? I mean, maybe they fell off, but I mean, he beat Tom Brady in a shootout with Nick Foles as his quarterback.
The GM didn't like him. I think it came down to the GM won the power struggle, and they both didn't get fired, unlike here.
If you have a decent coach, a GM should never win a power struggle. I don't think so.
But I think it's a glimpse too, because Rick Spielman took that job in Jacksonville. I think it's a glimpse into if the Wilfs would have hung on to Spielman, he probably hires Doug Peterson to coach the Vikings.
Now, what did they hire? Is he the boss? Spielman?
I don't know if we know yet, Judd.
He's going to oversee, it sounds like, the football department. I think they're trying to get rid of Balky, and this is the first step to that. So he'll be Balky's boss.
Wow. Well, here's the deal. Right now, looking at the list of coaches, I'm all in on Kevin O'Connell. But after next Tuesday's press conference, when I hear all that crap again,
you're done
about collaboration and all that stuff, I'm sure I'll make a 180 and start ripping them.
You got to go, Pat. I want you to go and just ask this. Are you going to ruin football like Rocco has ruined baseball?
Baseball, yeah. Rocco and
just ask him if he has plans to ruin the sport of football.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure.
Well, that would
double talk that one.
That would be a little difficult to ask it that bluntly, But maybe Thomas will ask it, so that'd be okay.
Just give Thomas in the question; he'll do it. Yeah.
That's the saddest thing about Harbaugh not getting hired, isn't it? That the press conferences when the questions started coming would have been great, would have been epic.
I'll say this: I don't want to throw any names out there, but I heard from some of our fellow Minneapolis media brethren, there was some pushback against the idea of Harbaugh because, he's just going to be hard to deal with. Hard to deal with? Who cares?
Yes, we want hard to deal with.
The most entertaining coach in Vikings history.
That's true, because it's them. They're worried. They were worried. I'm not joking.
We have some reporters who actually like Zoom. I know some who like Zoom.
Who likes Zoom? Name names. Who likes Zoom? Nobody likes.
I can't tell you. I don't. I'd like to get along with.
Why would anybody like Zoom?
I would love to read a feature about how teams operate Zoom behind the scenes. I don't know about you guys.
Oh my God.
You do not need friends who like Zoom, Patrick. If those are your friends, they're not your friends.
They're not friends. They're people that tolerate me, and I tolerate them.
Hey, you know what? You don't really need to see them. You don't really need to see them. Just take shots now. Never see them again.
That's
hey.
Yeah, well,
I got one more thing. I saw a tweet from you this morning.
Yes.
You don't like the harmonica?
No. I'm driving
today.
With Pat
on
driving.
this.
I'm driving south. I'm driving south. I'm listening to the Outlaw Country.
Yes.
And I can't remember what the tune was, but all I get for 40 seconds when it starts was the harmonica, and I said, I don't like the harmonica. I don't want it.
All right. I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. For whenever, if we can get Pat to lose a bet at some point on this show, We're taking him to a 2-hour Blues Traveler concert.
No, we got to buy him a harmonica and have him play it.
You know what? I'll put up with Dylan because otherwise you can't listen to him, right? Because he's otherwise, because he'll sneak in the harmonica at all points. But most of them, I don't need it. I don't need the harmonica. I like horns,
Yep.
in my kind of music, but I don't like the harmonica.
Love the harmonica.
It's got to be the easiest instrument to play, doesn't it? You just blow it and nothing happens.
I feel like you're underrating the harmonica. I think the harmonica in healthy, small, healthy doses is a good. It's a good little.
Beatles, tremendous use of the harmonica.
It was. You have an exciting life when you're driving along for a half hour and you say, you know what? I got to pull over and tweet that I don't like the harmonica.
Yeah.
I think I have to share this info with the public.
I'm glad you pull over for that tweet because if you don't pull over and you run head on into a semi and then the state patrol comes over and has to pry your phone out of your lifeless hand and sees like a 3/4 done sentence about how much you hate the harmonica, we wouldn't want that to get out.
By the way, Minnesota State, two things. Mark Hansen, the great Gustavus men's basketball coach, has been down there forever. He was a great player at Dodge Center. He retired. He's retired at the end of this year. And one of those guys who's won 500 or more games at one school in Minnesota. But B, there's a tweet from the Mankato State basketball program that apparently they were driving back from a game a couple of days ago, and somebody came over into their lane and was going to head right at the bus. Going to be at night, and their bus driver made some diverted action and saved everybody's lives. So it is amazing that we have all these high school and college teams driving around in the winter at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we don't have more bad things happen, isn't it? So,
yeah, no, it's
anyway.
I would not want to be a bus driver ever. No.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, well, be safe out there on the roads.
Let's hear it for StreamYard.
Yeah.
Bravo, StreamYard.
All right, Pat. We'll see you tomorrow.
Harmonica. Bye, Pat.
All right, it's rapping with Patrick Royce, harmonica lover, blues traveler aficionado.
Love the harmonica.